The tale of Labubu that made everyone cry. Have you ever heard of a creature that doesn't just haunt your nights but also your heart? This is the tale of Labubu, a story that once whispered never leaves your mind. It began in a small, forgotten village, a place where the streets turned empty at sunset, where even the bravest men locked their doors before the first shadow touched the ground. The villagers spoke in whispers about a creature that wandered after dark, a small figure with wide eyes, a crooked grin, and a laugh that could freeze your blood. They called it Labubu. Children were told to behave, otherwise Labubu would appear at their windows. But this was not just a bedtime warning. Those who ignored it never returned. The most chilling tale was about a young girl named Amira. She was curious, fearless, and never believed in old stories. One night, when the moonlight bathed the village in silver, she decided to test the legend. She walked to the abandoned well outside the fields, the place where Labubu was said to appear. As she stood there, silence spread like a heavy blanket. The crickets stopped chirping. The wind froze. And then she heard it, a soft giggle, high-pitched, childlike, but it wasn't friendly. Amira turned, and there he was, a small, shadowy figure no taller than her waist. Its eyes glowed faintly like dying embers. Its mouth stretched far too wide, filled with sharp, needle-like teeth. Labubu smiled at her, and then he whispered, "You called me. Now you must stay." The villagers heard Amira's scream that night echoing across the fields. By the time they reached the well, there was no sign of her. Only her red scarf lay on the stones, soaked with something darker than water. From that day, everyone swore they could hear Amira crying at night. Sometimes, if you passed the well after midnight, you could hear two voices, one giggling, one weeping. Years passed, and the story spread beyond the village. Travelers came thinking it was just folklore. They mocked the warnings. They laughed at the villagers' fear. And every time someone did that, Labubu appeared. He never killed them quickly. He wanted their tears. He wanted to see fear turn into regret. Regret turn into sorrow. Witnesses who survived claimed he stood close, inches away, whispering the names of their loved ones, describing their worst memories, and laughing while they cried. That is why people called him the creature that makes everyone cry. One old man told the most haunting encounter of all. He was walking home late after a wedding. Halfway through the forest path, he saw a small figure sitting on a rock, sobbing like a child. The man, thinking it was just a lost boy, went closer. "Are you okay, son?" he asked. The sobbing stopped. Slowly, the figure raised its head. Wide eyes, a broken grin. "I'm not your son," Labubu whispered, and then he laughed. The man said he felt every hair on his body rise. He ran, but the laugh followed him, circling through the trees until he collapsed outside his home. He lived, but he never spoke again. Some say Labubu was once a child himself, a boy who drowned in the old well, forgotten and unloved. His spirit returned not as a ghost, but as something darker, something that wanted everyone to feel the pain he once felt. He does not hunt for blood. He hunts for sorrow. He waits until your eyes fill with tears, and only then does he vanish, leaving you broken. Even today, people claim to see him, on lonely roads, in empty alleys, sometimes in their own rooms at night, sitting quietly in the corner, smiling, waiting. They say if you hear soft crying when you are alone, don't look for it. Don't follow the sound, because it's never just crying. It's Labubu, waiting for you to notice him. And once you notice him, he never goes away. So if you're listening to this story right now, and the room feels a little colder, if you feel like someone is watching from the shadows, don't turn your head. Don't search for the sound, because that's how Labubu begins. The tale of Labubu has only one ending: tears. And maybe tonight, it's your turn to cry.